Filters, masks, blinders, and the silent core. These are mostly ideas from other people, or actually taking some of the comments that I made in other people's channels too. Left versus right, male versus female, the white chessman versus the black chessman, the red checkers versus the black checkers. You know, men can see the games women play and the way women will sometimes use men. Women see the games men play and the way they will sometimes try to use women. And the deceptions that we pull on each other. We don't always see the deceptions that our same sex is doing, but it's really easy to see what the other side is doing, and it's not always as easy to see what your side is doing. Left wing versus right wing. So filters, masks, blinders, and the silent core. Omcasey talks a lot about filters. She's got a very interesting channel. Stuff's a little bit out there, but you know, she's a real pioneer. She's a real groundbreaker in some of the observations she's made, and she's realized that her lucid dreams, or her OBs, or whatever you want to call them, and she makes no real big distinction between the two. How her OBE or lucid dream experiences are really just plays, my word. They're really just filters to show her what would otherwise be an experience that she wouldn't be able to understandable. So it goes through filters, and I would say plays presented to her, but it's the scenery and the people and what she sees aren't the reality. They're presentations for her to see, to understand. She calls them filters, and it's a filter for her to understand the experience that she's perceiving. She says there's really nothing out there. These filters are for me to understand, you know, what's trying to be presented to me, or trying to understand, you know, what maybe it's even her subconscious generating the filters to translate it. Because really, when you work with higher planes or other planes or other realities, ultimately it has to be translated back to the physical. It has to be translated back to your brain in some way that it can understand, for you to understand it in waking life. TheseEyesGod, and she was talking about masks quite a bit, and she uses different masks in her videos, which is quite amusing sometimes. And it's pretty much the same thing. And in one video she made the observation that your genetics are part of your, not only your physical makeup, but your emotional makeup, your personality makeup. And I think that's really true. You may not even like certain aspects of your own personality, and you see yourself doing stuff and you wonder, why am I doing it that way? You know, why did I say that? Why am I like that? And some of it probably is genetic, you know, but the core is the real honest part of you, the center of you, and that part doesn't have all these masks, but it's working through them. Mooji said something about programming. Programming isn't, what do you say? Programming isn't the observer, and by that he means that we were sort of programmed personalities and whatnot, but that isn't really the core of you that's observing yourself. And BurtHarding was talking about the silent core. He was talking about, you know, the eye of the tornado. He didn't say that exactly. He said the center of a storm, you know, is silent, which I don't know if that's really true, but it's calm. You know, there's an eye of the hurricane. There's the center of the tornado. That's kind of a neat analogy. So all that's going around us, there's a silent core to it that's watching the whole thing happen, swirl around us. So, I don't know, it's an interesting thought. Interesting group of thoughts. You know, we've got, though, it's all really about standing back. You know, standing back from the masks, standing back from the filters, trying to get to the core of what you really are, what you really feel, getting to the heart of the matter. Seeing your fellow man and woman for their core, and not the crap they're wearing on the outside, and not the BS that we're wrapped up in our daily life with. You know, have a little empathy for people, have a little understanding, try to see things a little deeper. There's a core inside that, you know, is really much the same, or really, if there is a universal mind, then maybe it's just the blinders and filters and masks that we all wear and that we all pretend to be different. We're all focused on one little piece of the puzzle. Comments or ratings are very welcome, and views, of course. So let me know what you think on any of my videos. It's very much appreciated.